Why do so many gay men struggle with loneliness? Hey guys, Michael Pizzullo here, psychotherapist in West Hollywood. So if you ask most gay men what their biggest complaint is about life and their experiences just in general, most of them will point to loneliness as a common culprit, which I think is really sad because, gay men, LGBT people, largely speaking, are more accepted socially now than ever. And the, ideas that we should be out and proud and celebratory and forming relationships and happier than ever, right? But a lot of people are actually feeling as though they have never felt more lonely. So I want to give you some reasons why I think gay men are experiencing this loneliness epidemic. So the first one I think is just family connections. So a lot of gay men come from, unfortunately, families that are pretty homophobic. So they may be completely estranged, like no contact whatsoever with their families of origin, which, are huge social sources of social support for most people. Or even if they're not, completely estranged, they may be kind of distant or low contact. So again, the social support that you would typically get from the family of origin is just not so great. Then I think there's this chosen family thing. If you listen to, a lot of LGBT activists, they'll always talk about, you can choose your family of choice, so on and so forth, which, don't get me wrong, I think is a great concept. And I think so many of us, our friends, are our family as well. But I think a lot of people feel as though, okay, great, I'm here to choose my family, and yet they're still not finding people. They either feel, that they're not being welcomed very much in the gay community, or they're just, making some connections, but they don't necessarily feel like they're finding their tribe. So, and I think what that can also do is create a sense of even more isolation, because everyone's saying to them, choose your family, find your chosen family, and they can't do it. So it can lead to even more insecurity and low self-worth. So I just want to offer that not everyone, has this easy experience of choosing their family, and that's okay. I think some people find that task easier than others, and it's not necessarily just an effortless process for most gay men. But the last thing that I think is the most important and really is contributing the most to this loneliness epidemic is prioritizing persona over personhood. So, everyone, regardless of sexuality, has, their authentic self, and then the kind of like a persona that they often craft, like an image and so on and so forth. And we all do it to some degree. But the idea is that you don't want to get too caught up in whatever this image or persona is. And I think a lot of gay men invest too much time in that rather than nurturing their authentic self. So there's a lot of time emphasized on looking a certain way, showing that you're doing certain activities, checking all the boxes, and getting a lot of validation based off of this, meeting certain criteria and living up to the standard of what you should be, or so on and so forth. But, when you're getting validation for your persona, it's never gonna land. It's never gonna feel like authentic connection. So I think what ends up happening is that our persona lives more than we do. And that, I think, will create a lot of isolation. I think those are the folks that often feel like, I'm at all the cool parties, I'm with all the right people, I look the right way, but I still feel alone in the crowd. And I would suggest to them it's probably because you're showing up in a way that's just not authentic to you. And that's really the problem. And I think, lots of different cultures promote people living into more of a persona than an authentic personhood. But I do feel like gay men in particular have been encouraged to do that quite a lot. So that is my biggest suggestion to think about if you're struggling with loneliness, is how much of my life is caught up in persona and how much of it is truly authentic to who I am. Because the other factors that lead to loneliness are very disempowering. They're about other people and community and families, which you don't have as much control over, but you do have control over yourself and how you present yourself to the world. So I would really encourage you to, if you're struggling with loneliness, to think about how authentic am I showing up just in life in general, and how much am I investing in some sort of image or persona that I want people to, be attentive to. So I hope that was useful. Really curious if you're a gay man struggling with loneliness. You're not alone. And I know that might sound cheesy, but this is a really pervasive, common problem. So if you're struggling with this, you're not by yourself. And hopefully you can begin to, talk about it and be honest with what you're feeling. Loneliness can lead to all kinds of, negative mental health consequences. So definitely don't sit in it, don't isolate in it, talk about your loneliness, reach out for help. And I hope this was useful, and please let me know, your experiences. I'd love to start a conversation around this, and hopefully we can help each other. So thanks, guys.